Yo, guys, Urb'n Barz brings you the best UK reactions to rap, hip hop, and urban music from all around the world. And guys, sometimes we have to step away from all the fun and the frivolity. And guys, this is one of those days, and we are here to check out our man, JBP, Jordan B Peterson. And this is a real short, but guys, I think it's going to be really interesting. I've not watched it, so I don't know too much about it. All I know, guys, is it's called Why Fixating on Race is Harmful. So guys, let's check it out.
Idea that group membership produces diversity of a sort that would actually broaden the human scope of any discussion, any corporation, etc., is just wrong. There's no evidence for it whatsoever, and it's even worse than that because it makes the presumption that the essential source of diversity is, in fact, ethnicity and race. And
guys, let's just go back to the top there. So he's talking about a group, and I missed it. So
the idea that group membership produces diversity of a sort.
So group membership produces diversity of a sort, okay?
That would actually broaden the human scope of any discussion, any corporation, etc., is just wrong. There's no evidence for it whatsoever, and it's even worse than that because it makes the presumption that the essential source of diversity is, in fact, ethnicity and race.
Ah, right. I think I'm getting it, guys. I'm going to hear it one more time. Sorry about this.
The idea that group membership produces diversity of a sort.
All right. So they're saying that a group membership will produce diversity. So diversity means a whole smorgasbord of different things, like all sorts of different viewpoints and different aspects, etc., all thrown together in a melting pot. And they think that if they include that in a group, that's a good thing. So let's listen on a bit further.
That would actually broaden the human scope of any discussion, any corporation, etc., is just wrong. There's no evidence for it whatsoever.
So they're saying that having this diversity is going to broaden the sphere of a organization, of a company, etc. And our man Jordan Peterson is disagreeing with that.
And it's even worse than that because it makes the presumption that the essential source of diversity is, in fact, ethnicity and race, and that can go wrong very badly.
But the diversity argument is a much more profound threat to a meritocratic society than the affirmative action argument.
Affirmative action. Guys, if you know who this guy is, let me know in the comments section. I've seen him somewhere before. This guy here. So we're talking about diversity as opposed to affirmative action. And from what I remember about affirmative action, or what I have been told about affirmative action, that is discriminating positively for a section. So for instance, I think, was it in Jesse Jackson's time in the mid-70s, early 80s, was it? They were deliberately discriminating in favor of a black person. I'm not sure it was male, female, or either or both, you know, to get a role rather than someone else. So I think it was, if you had two people who had the same, say for instance, they had the same background as an experience, they would go for that person affirmatively who was black from a different ethnicity rather than someone who was white. I hope that's right. If I've got it wrong, let me know in the comments section. But that's being doing affirmative action, and it's similar to the bits of diversity that they're doing now, where they're saying they would rather, if two people are exactly right for a role, a job, one person is male and the other person, say for instance, is from a different ethnicity, and say for instance they're female, the latter will get the job over that person who is male and who is, say for instance, Caucasian. So that's what I'm getting from this. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments section, guys. So let's just wheel this one last time.
Than the affirmative action argument, because the diversity argument has no possible time limit, and it's fundamentally opposed to individualism. It's fundamentally illiberal because it says that group membership is fundamental to our identities.
Ah, so they're backing the group rather than the individual. And I have always backed the individual rather than the group. Okay. Individual versus group. Interesting.
And that you must judge people, at least partly, if not primarily, on the basis of group identity.
Oh, man. Sorry, we're going to listen to that again. Sorry. So he just said we should be judging people rather on the group identity rather than the individual. I've always been the opposite. I judge people as an individual rather than as a group. Oh, that is really interesting. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you think. I've decided I'm going to be more play the devil's advocate in these situations, because I come on strong, maybe a little too strong, maybe a little too candid, but I'm going to try and take the middle ground here in a lot of these conversations, and it'll be interesting to see what you guys think. So I'm just assessing from what I've heard from this snippet here. So fixating on race can be very harmful. So literally, I think from on top they're saying we're looking for a group identity rather than the identity of the individual. That's what I'm reading from here. I may be reading this totally wrong, but guys, let me know.
Idea that group membership produces diversity of a sort that would actually broaden the human scope of any discussion, any corporation, etc., is just wrong. There's no evidence for it whatsoever. And it's even worse than that, because it makes the presumption that the essential source of diversity is, in fact, ethnicity and race, and that can go wrong very badly.
But the diversity argument is a much more profound threat to a meritocratic society than the affirmative action argument, because the diversity argument has no possible time limit, and it's fundamentally opposed to individualism. It's fundamentally illiberal, because it says that group membership is fundamental to our identities, and that you must judge people, at least partly, if not primarily, on the basis of group identity.
Well, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. That was interesting. It was only a little snippet, but there was a lot going on there. So yeah, there's a lot to take in. So let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Here at Urb'n Barz, we love to give you the music, but sometimes it's good to get a bit of knowledge inside us. And guys, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please feel free to subscribe to Urb'n Barz. I would very much appreciate that. But in the meantime, look after yourselves, look after each other, and let's make certain we meet up with the next reaction.